Hello everyone. I will be talking about Attack on Titan, and its theories and the reasoning on why everything happened. What was the point? When you really think about it, the plot doesn't really make sense. This all started with Ymir freeing the pigs from the cage, leading her to become a slave of her own love, that everyone keeps telling. And a butthole of other explanations and theories that's been going on for a while now. But when Ymir freed the pigs, she was punished for it. Chased down through the forest to be hunted and killed.
So you allowed my pig to escape? Then so be it. I hereby set you free.
And by some chance she stumbled upon the hallucigena and gained a tremendous amount of power, but still had the mental state of a slave. And went back to her abusers.
My slave, Ymir, you have done such great works in my name.
And because Ymir was loyal, the king made her her wife and had 3 kids. Rose, Sina, and Maria.
For all this, I shall reward you with my seed.
And she used her new powers to extend the Eldian Empire in the name of King Fritz. And after 13 years of services it is stated that she fell in love with the king, but the king did not love her back.
The Marlians are our hated foes. In the name of Fritz, bring them death!
Treat people with love and they'll love you in return.
So she was miserable and depressed because of it. Which really doesn't make sense. She should hate the king for the years of abuse and torture he put her through, but that is what the author went with. There is also another theory that she didn't really love the king, just that her mind was broken beyond reasoning. So she got stuck for 2,000 years, waiting for someone to come rescue her, and it was Eren Yeager.
Descended from Eldian royalty! Obey me! 2,000 years for someone. You've been guiding me this whole time, haven't you? What are you waiting for? Do it, Ymir! You've been all alone, waiting.
But it still didn't make sense. on why she had to wait for 2,000 years. Because she reached out to him to be freed, which when you really think about it, it was kind of a rebellion and act of defiance to the king. There was nothing truly keeping her from leaving other than herself, if she wanted so badly. Which she did. She could have. So to sum it all up, her mind was broken to leave on her own. But not broken enough to reach out to Eren and tell her to come get her, and that's why she waited for so long. That doesn't really make sense, but I have another theory that I came up with. It's far-fetched and probably not true, but it would make sense with the plot. It starts with the hallucigenia. They said it's the source of all life and matter, but I think it might be a weapon of war. Like a symbiote like venom. It's said in the manga that its main purpose was to survive and multiply and reproduce, but when you think about it really didn't. At least not through normal reproduction. Only Titans came into the world because of King Fritz told his daughters to eat her mother upon Ymir's death.
Matter the cost. Consume every scrap and sinew of your mother's body. Maria, Rose, Sina. Do it. Feast, my daughters. We must bear Ymir's power into the future. No.
If he didn't do that, the hallucigenia would have never made more Titans. On top of that, it has been around for a long period of time, surviving. Long before Ymir showed up. It didn't really need her for survival, and did not bond with anything else in its lifespan.
It showed multiple hallucigenia in the manga, but there was only one ever found.
I think the hallucigenia creator disappeared or was killed in some cosmic celestial war before humans came into play. And when it was over, they had nothing to do. Like in Marvel Comics. No. The god of the symbiotes created the symbiotes to fight the Celestials. When he was defeated, the symbiotes no longer took orders from their creator. So they just wandered the universe until they bonded with something. I think something similar like this happened. The hallucigenia has the power to manipulate time and space and reality. Similar to the usual time-reality warping powers we often see in comics. When the hallucigenia bonded with Ymir, it also bonded to her will. Because she never spoke in the series because she had her tongue cut out.
You'll find pain and suffering everywhere you look in this world. So do your best to make things better.
But it should have healed when she got her powers. But it didn't because she didn't have the will to speak. Or the will to live. Which is why she died from the spear.
By a single spear, of that I am certain. Now rise and do your work, Ymir. What is the meaning of this? On your feet. My slave could never be done in.
Technically speaking, Titan users shouldn't be able to talk either. But I think they ignored that for the story.
It never showed Ymir having bloody nosebleeds when she reached the 13 years like other Titan users do.
It's not really a curse. It's more of Ymir's will passed down through the hallucigenia to all the Titan users.
The amount of power that the hallucigenia has. It should be impossible to kill the host. It can retouch severed heads like it did with Eren. Warp reality. Transcend time and space. But it can't keep you alive after 13 years. I call bullshit. not wanting to live makes more sense. There is another theory that I came up with, and it is the hallucigenia actually feeds off the suffering of others to survive. Because when Eren saw alternate realities and timelines, he came to the conclusion that he had no other option but to do the rumbling to create peace for Paradise. In a flashback of Attack on Titan, Eren led a Titan, Dina Fritz, away from Berthold and into the city, so that Titan could kill Eren's mother to start the rumbling. It was Eren who killed his own mother to start the Attack on Titan story.
I think the hallucigenia influences people into a life of despair to feed. Like Pennywise the clown feeds off fear. Instead of fear, the hallucigenia feeds off suffering.
To sum it all up, Ymir reached out to Eren to be freed. And then Eren had his mother killed, and which resulted in the death of his father as well. To start the rumbling and kill most of the world's population, only to stop and have his friends kill him. Only for another war to start a few generations later in the end. And Paradise gets destroyed anyway. That doesn't really make sense. Like I said before, what was the point? Instead of doing the rumbling, Eren could have used the colossal titans to keep the Marley at bay instead of destroying the world. King Fritz used the fear of the rumbling to keep Marley away from Paradise for 100 years. Another reason for the rumbling is so that Eren's alleged child would not have to bear the burden of having the founding titan. But anyone can use the founding titan as long as they are in contact with royal blood. So they don't really have to get eaten. So Eren's alleged child wouldn't have to do anything except for hold someone's hand and let them do all the work. In conclusion, the rumbling wasn't really needed for the story. And the plot doesn't really make sense. Another reason I think is because the author Hajime Isayama, top motive for the manga, was money. I heard from someone that he wanted to become a manga artist mostly for money and live a comfortable life. Isayama could have started manga not knowing how to properly connect the plot holes in Attack on Titan. So I think he might have did this on purpose to profit off it as much as he could. And leave it up to the fans to finish the story for with their own fan art. Isayama has a net worth of $20 million. Most of his income came from Attack on Titan. He might have other manga stories, but Attack on Titan was his bestseller. Those are just my thoughts and personal opinions on why the story ended the way it did. Multiversal Cosmic War makes more sense than the original story. And also because there was also a mirror man that appeared in Mikasa's flashback who knew about everything that was happening. I think he might be a deity who keeps order of the timelines.
Because he was able to stop time.
Like Time Swap Sammy in Final Space.
さあ皆様お立ち会い。希代の催眠術師、かの巧妙なる鏡男がこれより催眠術を披露いたしますぞ。この純粋無垢で痛いけな少女を見事人殺しに仕立て上げてごらんじる。
誰か。
残念だけどどれだけ急いでも間に合わないよ。お友達は君を置いていってしまう。
エレンのことを知ってるの？おじさんは誰なの？
私は誰でもないが同時に誰でもある。エレンの死を受け入れることができず自ら作り出したこの世界にね。しかしどのような世界であろうとあなたにはエレンの死を止めることができない。なぜならエレンはその体の中に死を抱え込んでいるからだ。だからどれだけ彼を守ろうとしても死は必ず彼を捕らえる。
It is stated in the manga that there is an unknown power in the world causing all of this. Another fact supporting my cosmic war theory is that after Attack on Titan ended, it showed Eren, Armin, And Mikasa in the movie's modern-day time watching Attack on Titan as if it were a movie. Similar to DC Comics' Crisis on Infinite Earth when the Justice League were comic book characters through the eyes of Superboy Prime on a parallel Earth. That's all I have to say. What do you guys think? Comment and subscribe below.